This is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Today I have a very special treat for you. We're going to juice tomatoes. So these are some small little hothouse grown tomatoes and about 10 ounces of tomatoes in each pitcher. And we're going to juice 10 ounces in the Lequip Mini 110.5 and also in the Omega VRT330HD. Now this is the heavy duty model. The heavy duty model basically has the Ultim screen that's kind of a yellow color, 8 times stronger than the old screens. So with that, both these juicers look kind of similar. You know, they're both kind of upright juicers, but they operate a lot differently. This one's what's called a vertical single auger machine, and how this one works, we'll go ahead and take that apart there. This basically has this one huge auger in there, so whatever you put in there basically gets crunched up by this auger, and literally the auger compresses the space that the produce is put into until it literally squeezes out all the juice, and then the juice comes out one side and the pulp comes out the other side. So this one runs at a low 80 RPMs or revolutions per minute, so that's slow running. So slower running juicers in general are quieter, number one, and number two, they generally produce a higher quality juice because less oxidation is occurring. Let's go ahead and put this back together real quick. So on this side we have the Lequip Mini 110.5 machine, and you know what? You could judge a juicer by its cover, or actually how it performs, so be sure to check all my other videos on YouTube to see how these machines juice different things. Today we're going to juice tomatoes so you can see how it works. Both these machines have a long 10-year warranty. This machine basically runs at 10,000 RPM, so this one's 80 once again. So this one runs at a lot faster RPM. Generally, the higher RPM, the louder it is, plus in addition, you know, the nutrient quality maybe is not as high. This one operates a little bit differently. Let me go ahead and take this apart and explain it to you. Basically, this is a fast spinning blade and basket assembly. In this blade assembly, there's these little teeth, like you know, you would grate your carrots up for a salad. These are little like micro graters. They basically micro grate up whatever you're putting in there, and then the juice and pulp is then flung into this basket. The juice gets to come through the basket, then come out into the front of the glass, and the pulp then goes into the pulp catch container. Let's go ahead and put this machine back together. Both these machines are really easy to assemble and really easy to clean. But to make cleanup easier on the Lequip Mini, you're going to take your pulp catch container, and I like to just you know, put a plastic produce bag in there. This way it's going to be a lot easier to clean up once you're done. So today I put underneath the Lequip Mini a small little cutting board. That's because the Lequip Mini doesn't have quote unquote the ground clearance to put this tall of a glass, and I want to make sure we have the same style glass underneath both machines so you can see the actual difference. So once again, we're going to go ahead and get into this juice off and juice 10 ounces of tomatoes to show you guys what it's going to do. So first, we're going to go ahead and use the Lequip Mini, turn it on, and we're just going to take some tomatoes one at a time, drop them into the machine. Real simple, real easy, doesn't require too much pressure to push them in. And you can see the juice starting to come out there. Alright, that's all the tomatoes in the Lequip Mini. We're going to go ahead and turn that machine off. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take the machine and we're just going to tip it upright a little bit because there always is some extra juice inside the machine. I'm going to shake that out a little bit. Next, we're going to use the Omega VRT330HD juicer. Turn that machine on. Much quieter. We're just literally dropping, you know, the tomatoes one at a time. Might need to use the pusher. And once again, on any juicer, don't put anything other than the pusher into the machine, especially your hands. If you do have kids, you want to supervise them. Juicers can be, you know, fast running appliances, so you should always supervise your children. As you can see, this one's a lot quieter. One's at a lot slower speed, and wow, you know, there's a big difference in this pulp coming out. We'll compare the pulp at the end there. Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, that was how fast the Omega Vert juicer juiced 10 ounces of tomatoes. So we're going to go ahead and let the Omega Vert 330 HD juicer run for a minute. And because, you know, it does take a little bit of time to basically push the tomatoes through the auger to get it to juice. It's not like instantaneously with the Lequip Mini 110.5. So it looks like it's finally slowing down. The way to know when the Omega Vert 330 HD is completely done is that the pulp basically stops coming out. So pretty much it looks like the pulp is stopped coming out. We're going to go ahead and turn off the machine. Next, we're going to go ahead and compare the pulp. So let's go ahead and take apart the Lequip Mini and show you the pulp inside here. We're going to go ahead and carefully reach in this pulp catch container. So here's the pulp out of the Lequip Mini. I don't know if you can see that. It's like, you know, there's basically some big pieces of the tomatoes left, you know. And it is actually rather wet. We could go into this catch container here and try to grab some of this pulp here. Now, you know, the pulp is still rather wet, but, you know, this pulp is much more broken down and much more dry. So let's see how that translated into the juice. So here's the juice out of the Omega Vert 330 HD, and here is the juice out of the Lequip Mini. Let's see, it looks like the Omega Vert 330 HD beat it by like that much. So it was a little bit more effective in the yield. But the other main difference that you could probably see as I hold up these glasses is that the juice in the Omega Vert 330 HD is much darker. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. This juice is kind of like pinkish. This juice is like nice, dark, and red. Now that's because this juicer, the Lequip Mini, runs at 10,000 RPM, spins really fast, and as it's spinning, it's basically putting more air or oxygen in your juice, which tends to oxidize the juice. Also, the reason why it's pink is because all the air bubbles are breaking up the redness of how it should be, so you're seeing it kind of pinkish. So it's a lot more, I don't know, bubbly. Mmm. Still really delicious. Mmm. Wow. Big difference in the flavor. Like, this just tastes more like a really rich, full-bodied juice. And, you know, this one's still good too. So hopefully you've learned more today about what juicer yields more when juicing 10 ounces of tomatoes, and that is the Omega Vert 330 HD. So be sure to watch my other videos where I compare many of the other juicers and talk about the features and benefits of all the different juicers, because all the different juicers work a little bit differently. And my job is to help you select the juicer that's going to best work for you. So be sure to check those videos. Once again, this is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors.